until all are free in the ascension. Hey, it's Evan. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindful 8 podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to allow the beautiful transmissions to flow through my vessel. The great central sun is in solar maximum, and it's giving off beautiful transmissions where all our energy is pulled from the 0 point field of the collective consciousness. So this whole concept of and theory of 0 point energy is now just getting the attention. Maybe at a collective level, maybe at my own perception of reality, I'm seeing it that way, but it leads me to wonder, why now? Why now? And I think it's because there's a growing urgency rooted from Gaia, from Earth, that, we have to start living and working in unison with the Earth, because humanity and the Earth are one. This is something I talk about time and time again. And I believe that's why the whole theory of 0 point energy is getting the attention, at least in my perception of reality. But we're at a breaking point. We're at a tipping point. And in operating in between urgency and abundance, I believe that it is time for us to really take back power and to live courageously without fear, only in faith and love. And that comes from completely redoing who we are, our identity, how we're living in alignment with Earth, and then also understanding metaphysics and the quantum field, the 0 point field. This comes from individual researchers that one must study. This comes from following up on businesses that are actually moving the needle for a better future. That's really what this all comes down to, of this big question, why now? Why now in your individual perception of reality are you starting to think like this, to study like this, to operate like this? Why now? Why now? Why now? And it really comes down to what we're doing with our time. Like, what matters most is ensuring a better future for our children, a future of an abundant amount of food, of water, energy, living in nature. And that's what I'm really starting to realize. I'm a young individual in my working career, just out of college, and I'm realizing, instead of, pursuing this path or that path, and really only giving half effort to any venture, why not go all in on the true self and what the true self does for work? We all know the true self of Evan loves talking to the camera and documenting. This is why I was born to the Father, Daniel, who speaks through me all the time. We are all one. We are all whole. It's because this is who I am. Marketing, storytelling, brand building. To communicate to an audience via a Black Mirror saying, hey, the time is now. This technology exists. 0 point energy exists. And just now, why now, am I realizing it? It's because everything in my timeline led up to this moment of awareness and self-actualization. All the books that I've read, all the movies I've watched, all the relationships I've been involved in, all the courses I've studied, all our synchronicities leading you up to here and now. All your memories lead you up to here, to anticipate a future in the eternal now. This is how these things work. But this question, why now, why now, why now, is because Earth is cyclical. We go in cycles. And this cycle is a little bit different. This is what I'm realizing. And there's something called the War Scroll that was pulled from the book of Isaiah. And it was just recently found, and it goes over how this final battle between the sons of darkness and the sons of light ends up in a triumph for the sons of light, to break this eternal cycle of harnessing 0 point energy, leveraging these technologies for the greatest good, only to let our ego overcome all of it. Back to carbon-based beings, egotistical desires, greediness, power, control. We have to transcend that into being silica beings, where the ego doesn't even exist, because all we care about is humanity, ensuring a better future, an anticipatory future in the eternal now for humanity. And that is directly correlated to Earth, to Mother Gaia. Because we're one, we're whole. So why not put all time, energy, effort, and attention on ensuring a sustainable future in the eternal now? And that's what I'm realizing. Why now? The great central sun communicates that to us, and we do the transcendental healing, transcendence healing here and now to anticipate a future that is based on doing the work of the true self. And for me, the true self is this: talking to the camera, bringing on other light workers and star seeds to speak about these types of things. But also, as a young adult in the business world, pursuing those types of ventures of free energy. But that comes from me understanding what that actually is. And that's things that I can do on my own time. But this is what today's episode is all about. Why now? Because we're realizing the urgency that we must all be operating at in the eternal now, going super slow with definite urgency, doing the work, the needle movers in the eternal now. And that comes from slowing down. So that is why now. The great central sun communicates so many brilliant things to us. And also grounding. First time I grounded in a decent amount of time. But everything leads up to now. We forgot about 0-point energy and technology. Ancient civilizations, you see it with the pyramids. These spiritual ascension points. Just being in their presence, you get reminded about your true self and the work that you're meant to do here, the soul contract that you signed up for. That all comes from the eternal now, and it's really beautiful. It's super beautiful. Listen, the time is now. The time is now. And I encourage you to operate in the middle of urgency and abundance, knowing that you are successful here and now, because success has nothing to do with anything outside of you. It has all to do with what goes on inside. So abundance is, I'm whole here and now. I have everything I need here and now. What I want, what I desire, low frequency or high frequency, take it or leave it, desire for something better, for a more abundant future in the eternal now. But abundantly knowing that I have everything I need to be healthy, to feel alive, to thrive. My breath, prana, breathwork, meditation, yoga, walking, grounding, all the natural things. But the true self takes it up another notch, another level, and wanting it for all humanity, because we are humanity, we are Earth. And that's why now. It's because we need to take care of this planet, believe it or not. So there's a lot of work to be done, which is exciting. I wouldn't want it any other way. I would not want it to be easy. If I wanted it to be easy, I probably would have went to a different star system where they already have this technology and they're using it because they have no ego. They just only care for the benefit of their civilization and living in abundance. But the time is now, 2025. Believe it or not, whether we're in this year or we're in a different year, whatever. The timelines are all, they're going crazy right now. But the one thing is definite, the true self in myself and in you, my beloved soul on the other side of this camera. Stop ignoring it. Stop ignoring it. Stop ignoring it. There's so much excitement to be harnessed. 0-point energy to be harnessed. Technological advances here and now. Don't stop trying. Stick to the path. Never give up, and live courageously, with absolute courage. I love you. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day.